Welcome back to the RNBE. That is the Rob and Benny Experiment. It's our podcast right here at ComicsStorian, where we discuss things such as lists that we discovered and learn new facts about, everywhere from our favorite moments in comic books to stuff happening in the comic book world.
These little pretzel things with the peanut butter in them are so good.
They are. That's my favorite snack.
They've been sitting in there forever, and the peanut butter is stale as hell. When the peanut butter comes out and it's just a solid little pad of peanut butter, it's time for us to get some more pretzel bites.
Okay, I will send Mark to get more pretzel bites today.
Well, we don't have to.
I'll have a whole bunch of jars here. Just
actually
from our sponsor, Target.
I might go to Target and get some of those cheese puffs.
Oh, the big jar of cheese. Yeah, that was amazing.
Those things are good. I mean, not that many, but like.
No, you want that many. They last forever. Just don't leave the cap off, then they get really stale.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I wonder what they would taste like stale.
Not good. Not good at all. Ever had stale Cheetos? Mm-mm. How did your chips not get stale?
Because usually when I get Cheetos is because I'm going to eat them at the time. And they all get eaten. So
okay. I mean, I won't even argue with that. Yeah. So anyway, guys, this is our show that we do here every Saturday. You can find it on iTunes and SoundCloud afterwards. Mm-hmm. And typically we discuss a lot of stuff. If you enjoy it, make sure you subscribe.
Yep.
And today we're going to talk about 2017 in the world of comics.
Yeah, comic books.
What we liked, what we disliked. Mm-hmm. It's going to be more in depth. If you watched the latest episode of the Weekly Poll, we had a similar topic, but we kind of like cut everyone short.
Yeah.
It's so we can beef it up here.
Yeah, it was. Do not tell them that because they will believe that. It was like a third or fourth topic of the day, and we had like 20 minutes left, and Joel ran over all the comics that came out.
Yeah, that was the worst thing ever. So, funny side note. This is going to tell a funny story for you guys. So, we did do the Weekly Poll episode where the five hosts at the time got to pick their favorite books of the year, and we discussed them real quick, 5 minutes each. Mm-hmm. And we were supposed to pick one DC and one Marvel to allot for time because there was 5 hosts. And Joel named every comic.
Mm-hmm. He's like, well, my favorite was this, but then like these came out, so if I had to pick one, and he's like, well, Joel, you've picked them all. So,
but my favorite part was like he named a bunch off. Then we went to Sal, got his, and then before you got to go, Joel was throwing more in, like leaving Rob with no books left.
Ironically enough, nobody chose the books that I chose, which is kind of funny.
You know what I'm kind of surprised about? And we're going to do this. You can be a B-roll, Dylan, or we can leave it here for flow purposes because this does involve 2017. But it's the tail end of it. Thanos now has a name.
Dion.
Dion?
Yeah, Dion. Dude, I kind of like it because it's like. I mean, I'll be honest, man. Thanos has a black person name.
I didn't even read it as Dion. Actually, I probably did in my head because I can't think of how else I would have pronounced that. Yeah, Dion.
I mean, Dion, yeah. But it makes sense though. Like, okay, and I've seen people freaking out, and I'm like, you know what? Of all the things that don't matter, this doesn't matter the most.
Oh yeah, because he's not gonna walk around and be like, "Feel me, Dion."
Yes, it's like, oh man, dude, Dion's got the Infinity Gauntlet, and we're all gonna die. Obviously, Dion is not as like effective as Thanos, but I mean, like Thanos' brother, like Eros, he was called Star Fox for years when he was on the Avengers.
I just have these images of you like coming over. Yo, Dion's coming over with his whole Infinity Gauntlet.
Dude, I want to see that, man. Thanos got cornrows. Like he's got a chain around his neck. Like the chain's just got a little mini Infinity Gauntlet.
Is he bringing that goddamn Infinity Stone again?
Yeah, no. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see Thanos. Dude, this has got to be a Gwenpool comic or like a Deadpool parody or something. I want to see Thanos come rolling in with like he's got to look like a pimp. All right, and he's got to have like cornrows and everything, and he's got to have this huge gold chain. At the end of the huge gold chain is a little mini Infinity Gauntlet, and it's got like rubies. It's got rubies and shit. Like it's got
and
like
one of them has to say just Dion.
Yeah, and it's just got like gold plated Dion, with like diamonds and spell out the name. It's like man. Thanos is flossing.
Okay, so it's funny that's your opinion on it because I'm seeing everyone freak out.
Yeah, guys.
You know what I love the best about that though is I've actually seen people be like, SJW Marvel's at it again, and I'm just like, what is SJW about naming someone?
Yeah, well, SJW has become an umbrella phrase for different from what I'm used to.
Yeah, it really has. Like early on, that whole argument was SJW was like the extremists in the social justice movement, and normally it was the people that you were like, they're obviously making an ass out of themselves. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Now it's just like, I dislike you, Rob. SJW. Like,
I am incapable of dealing with change. But SJW.
I legit saw that. I saw that as an article. SJW Marvel does it again. They've given Thanos a name. And I'm like, how is that so...
Yeah.
What does that matter?
I mean, it's not like the Thanos comic turned into like a pretty white kids with problem comic, you know? And it's like, oh man, like in this issue, Thanos gets bullied.
No,
and it's
Dion
like,
gets bullied.
Dion gets bullied. Dion has to deal with the fact that Jim doesn't like him, and he goes and tells the teacher, and the teacher's like, grow some nuts. Bullies are everywhere in the world. Nut up or shut up. And like,
then Dion becomes, well, then I will be Thanos, the Mad Titan.
Yeah, he grows, and I'm not going to let those bullies pick on me anymore. I'm going to wipe out half the life of the universe. I'll show them. We all know that was the real basis behind Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos got bullied and wiped out half the bullies and half the life in the universe. That's really about it.
Okay, so let's use this as a segue then. Because I know this is going to be on your list. 2017, the Thanos book.
Thanos book is amazing. It is.
You told me and I've never had you tell me this many times to read one story.
I'm telling, dude,
and then for some reason me still not read it.
Dude, right now, Thanos, dude, it's crazy. Thanos gets yanked into the future by his future self, who's friends with Cosmic Ghost Rider. Tell me how that works. They're best buds. Thanos
Question, who is Cosmic Ghost Rider?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
I don't think they revealed it. I want to say it's Johnny Blaze, but I don't think they've told us yet. If they have told us, then I missed it. But no, he gets yanked into the future with Cosmic Ghost Rider, and like they're best buds, and they've outlived everybody. Like all the Avengers, and Thanos has fought like everybody there is to fight, and it's really really cool.
I saw that picture of him with the full beard and everything.
Dude, he looks so badass. Yeah. He's like
old man Thanos.
Old man Thanos. Yeah, he's like
old man Dion.
Yeah, old man Dion. Still got his cornrows. Yeah, old man Dion. No, it's funny to me because it is an amazing story. I mean, it's so cool. Like, it wraps up all the loose ends with his son, which is awesome.
Okay.
His son was just kind of hanging there.
Thane,
yeah.
I feel like they were abusing Thane, basically. Like, they made this great character, a cool idea, you know, and that was that.
He was great in Infinity War. It's just like, you're the son of Thanos. And he's like, oh, shit. And that sucked, you know. And so then and it's cool because he encases Thanos and
right, and that Amber thing.
Yeah, in Amber, then he takes off, and then he's in like Black Vortex.
Yeah.
He's like, I've got the power of God.
Yeah, now he's like super evil. That was the thing that blew my mind about Thane and that whole turn was the fact that he was like a pacifist and a doctor.
Yeah.
Finds out he's Thanos' son, and then's like, now I'm gonna conquer the universe. Like,
yeah, and it wasn't even a well fleshed out story. Yeah, it wasn't even. I mean, it'd be different if they'd spent like, you know, give him his own solo series, and it's like in an effort to try to not be his father, he becomes his father.
Right.
Like if they fleshed that out, that would be cool. But then like the next time you see him, he's just like, you know what? The hell with everybody, you know, and then just goes out and becomes a bad guy. And I'm like, really? Thane, is that what we're doing now? But no, I mean, aside from that, like the cool thing is it wraps it up quick. His Thane gets the power of the Phoenix. He literally depowers Thanos. He makes him mortal.
Yeah,
and it's so cool. And so then
he gets
like
a disease or something, because that's as far as I've read.
No. He makes him mortal, and like Thanos was already dying.
Okay,
but like he makes him mortal, and then in turn, like Thanos goes to the God Quarry, which exists outside the multiverse, which is a super cool new concept, and then basically retains godhood. But like one of the funny things is like the God Quarry puts you through this sort of series of events where you basically live out the perfect life. And those who are able to realize it's a dream emerge from the God Quarry powerful. Those who don't realize it are confined to the God Quarry forever. Not Daniel.
That reminds me of the Black Mirror episode I just watched about the two couples. Not going to do any spoilers.
Yeah, don't do spoilers, man.
No, don't spoil.
Don't spoil
I'm just saying
Black
the one you know the one I'm talking about. Okay.
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. But no, like
Gary, here's what happened in all of them. No.
Yeah. Please, you've seen all the Black Mirror episodes, right?
Not one.
No, like not even the first season.
Guys, we're currently looking to hire a new camera guy.
Yeah.
They just finished Rules of Engagement, though.
So? It's not Black Mirror.
Guys, you can't hear Gary, but he just said he finished Rules of Engagement. Anyway, you were saying.
Anyway.
Come out of the God Quarry.
Yeah, so no, Thanos' perfect dream is leading the Avengers. Yeah. In this dream scenario, he leads the Avengers.
So he picks on him like the bully who like doesn't know how to be accepted.
Yeah, and then
guys, I just want to be one of you.
I want to be cool, but I'm socially awkward. I don't know how to tell you that, so I'm just gonna beat you up. You know, and it's like okay, but then like he ends up becoming the head of the Avengers.
Wasp, you're so hot. Oh, push you in the mud.
Yeah. Oh, that's Thanos. Dion. Living with Dion. Like, it'd be hilarious, man. Like I'd definitely be so down with that.
Living with Dion. Can we get a meme for that?
Living with Dion. It's just, it's like, dude, it's like one of those little couple shows or whatever. Is Dion. I'm sorry.
Oh, was that the robot chicken?
Yeah.
That's Bane. Yeah. That's Dion.
Dude, I love that. That's Bane. I love Robot Chicken. No. But winding down that Thanos discussion, it's amazing. It's one of the best, well, really one of the only good stories I'm always releasing, but it's a great story.
Okay.
So it's solid.
So since we're doing Marvel, I'll segue over to another Marvel title. You know I'm going to say it. I got to say it again. I said it on the weekly poll. Gwenpool.
You are all about Gwenpool.
All right. So, okay.
That Dion dab.
I'm dabbing on the haters.
Wow.
All right. I haven't slept last night, guys. Just a heads up.
Yeah, this guy's been up since 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so anyway. So, Gwenpool. I'm going to break this down bare bones, okay? 100%, I was shitting on Gwenpool when I get introduced. I was like, it's another variant cover character. I don't freaking care. It's horrible. I don't want to read it. Yada, yada, yada. But it came out at a period when we were trying to read every comic.
She was introduced in like Howard the Duck, wasn't she?
Yes, she was a Howard the Duck backup.
Yeah.
And the concept was interesting. A character fell from the real world into the Marvel Universe, having read every comic, and she had that knowledge. Okay? That was her whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. So Howard the Duck came out, and I was like, she's a cool concept. But I think it was during the Ultimate Recap at the beginning of 2017, so I had to read every single issue. That's when we were reading everything, basically, so we can cover it. So I was reading Gwenpool, and the first arc was okay. She goes to work for MODOK. Second arc, she defeats MODOK and discovers that she's now going to run this company. Third arc, crazy Doombot, who's trying to live a normal life, hires her to kill off metas and get rid of them. They fight against the Doombot and discover a better way of life.
What the hell's going on up there?
They're cleaning up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, cleaning up heavily.
Yeah.
It will be fine. We'll be fine.
We got movers in the house.
But, no, so the Doombot wants to clean up the world. She makes friends with them, but everything goes sour. All of her friends go separate ways. We see Patrick the Leaper with actual character development and two totally different characters, like Tony and I forget the girl's name, but she's like basically she becomes Doctor Strange in one of the timelines. Yeah. But her friends all disperse, and that's when the idea is brought up. Maybe Gwenpool isn't the hero of a book. She's actually a henchman. And this is where a fun little book takes a twist that will throw you for a goddamn loop.
Okay.
So the concept moves, she's supposed to be a henchman. She's not supposed to be the hero of her story. Why doesn't she understand that? So she tries to fight against that. So she goes over and forces a team up with Blade. Fights against vampires, but they're telling her, no, you're not supposed to be. Now you're in Blade's story. You're just a sidekick, a background character. And she meets up with Deadpool, and Deadpool even says, you are variant cover that doesn't matter. Like, you're going to be canceled in like 3 issues. Funny side note, she gets canceled. But it moves in the direction of everyone telling her this, and then her friends come from the future into the past.
You told me about this.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is where, like I said, the whole story just goes weird. Because we discover that a future version of her finally admitted, yes, she's a villain and a background character, but she also has the ability to realize that she's in a comic. More so than Deadpool. And she can use that to her advantage. So she can step out of the comic and go wherever she wants. Look at her entire comic run. Look at everyone else's comic run. She can mess around. And the big point that they make to prove this is she kills Spider-Man. Like, straight up kills him.
Wow.
The villain version. Because she's trying to convince young Gwenpool to become evil just like her to go this path. Otherwise, it could change the timeline and everything like that. Her friends came back in time to stop her when before she became omnipotent and able to step out of the comic book. So she kills Spider-Man and she proves it. She goes, watch, I didn't kill Spider-Man. And there's a big thing that says Spider-Man can't die. And he just gets up.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, she's like, that's why I'm a villain. She's like, go steal Reed Richards' fantastic car. Go break the multiverse. The comics will autocorrect.
Damn.
So that concept alone is what, I mean, think about if you were in a comic book and you discovered you can do whatever you want. And it was funny, it goes happened to Secret Empire, and they use that as an example. Like, everyone's freaking out about Captain America. He's going to go back to normal. I don't know why this is a big deal.
Yeah, he always does.
Right. I think she even made a comment like, is that thing still going on? Oh, no, that was Deadpool. Deadpool made that comment. Is that thing still going on?
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, it goes in that direction, and now she's trying to become a hero to prove she doesn't have to become a villain with this power, and the book's going to end in 2 issues. But Dr. Doom's walking her through it now. Your favorite Dr. Doom.
The good one?
Yeah, no. So she ripped out the evil so she could fight him, and evil started tearing up New York. And like somehow I forget what they did, but they flipped him again. Like,
what, made him back to be a good guy or a
right?
bad guy?
Because comics auto-corrected.
Oh yeah. Well, you think they would auto-correct him? He would just stay a bad guy. He's like, I was a bad guy before I was a good guy. So I don't know.
But anyway, what I'm getting at is it's a surprise book of 2017. The story is crazy. I love fourth wall breaking, make you think about your own existence storylines. That's why one of my favorite games of last year when we do our game recap and the Eligible Monster channel, which you can see probably the exact same time this one's uploaded, is going to be Nier because it's all about questioning your own existence.
Yeah.
But that's what I loved about the Gwenpool book. And I think what I enjoyed about it was they left it alone. It didn't get affected by Secret Empire. It didn't get affected by Monsters Unleashed. It didn't get affected by anything. They just told their story, and it was great, and they're giving them enough issues to end it. So we don't have to drag it out. We don't have to go crazy with it.
Yeah, now you said there's like a huge backlash to it.
It's funny because they canceled 6 books, which I find funny. And a bunch of those are the diversity books like America. And the biggest one that everyone is freaking out about is the ending of Gwenpool.
Huh.
The straight white girl.
Well, they made Deadpool a girl, so I don't understand why you guys are complaining about it.
Yeah.
She's obviously just she's an SJW copy of Deadpool. So I don't understand why you guys are so angry about it.
I've seen tweets and stuff like that because since I've been so open that I enjoy the book, I'm getting a lot of people like, oh, you should try and fix it, and so I'm getting tagged in these tweets where they're like tweeting Heather Antos and the writer, and they're like, we're not going to buy any more Marvel until you bring back Gwenpool.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah. By the way, I don't think she's actually an SJW copy of Deadpool.
No, I think she's a variant cover that sold it crazy, and Marvel was like, we can get like a 6-issue run out of this.
Spider-Gwen, man, it's a Spider-Gwen effect.
That's what I'm saying. Like everyone, because that's what a lot of people said. They said that she's just the female Deadpool. Instead of Lady Pool, we got her, you know? And it's like, no, it was a variant cover that sold it crazy. I guarantee you the initial run for Christopher Hastings, reason why it was just kind of like a fun little story with MODOK was, you got 6 issues, let's see if it sells.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. And then they gave him time to develop it because it probably just kept selling from what I understand.
Yeah. I mean, it seems cool. Like, maybe I'll check it out. I don't know.
I would, even if you don't want to read the first 2 arcs, I would jump in when the fourth wall gets blown out the wall.
Okay.
Like, because that I know you like the existential crisis stuff.
Yeah.
And that'll definitely.
Well, that brings me to my second favorite book from Marvel.
Okay.
Ultimates.
Oh, that's another one you keep saying I gotta read.
Yes.
I don't read.
Dude, Ultimates is so cool. So dude, they bring back the the origin of the multiverse. They bring back the multiversal eternity cosmic entity. Dude, it's the coolest thing. Like literally, if what you want is the Marvel, if you want to like the consolidation of Marvel's cosmology, and you want to know like what the cosmic entities are and like how it all works, then like the Ultimates will sort it out. It's super cool. There's this amazing moment where Galactus, who's now the Lifebringer, or whatever it is, he's
I've seen him popping up like that. I think during Secret Empire, they went to go ask him questions, and he was just
it was hilarious.
I'm busy.
The Ultimates go to Galactus, and they're like, so hey, Captain America put this giant shield around Earth, and we can't penetrate it. Can you help us out? He's like, nope, we got bigger problems than that.
Yeah.
And he's like, get out of here.
Yeah, you're nothing. The whole universe is gonna end.
Dude, it's crazy. So no, there's this really great moment in the early part of the Ultimate storyline where Galactus is like terrified because he gets to like this door. And he was like, all right, he's just talking to himself. He's like, be careful because this man could just end you in an instant.
Yeah.
And so he goes to the door, and on the other side is the Molecule Man, Owen Reese. So it's like, dude, I can't believe they brought him back. But no, it's by the time it ends, you go from Ultimates into Ultimates 2, and then it goes into, the Return of the Ultimate, I don't know. But like the Ultimate Universe, Ultimates come back for like a brief little fight. Ultimate Reed Richards comes back for like a brief little fight. Like it's a super
That was a
cool
wasted
story.
opportunity at Marvel wasting the maker.
Yeah, it was so awful because like the run of the Ultimates and the story that's being told there is not being marketed. It's not being pushed. If you didn't know, if you weren't reading it, you'd have no idea it was there, and it sucks because it's so good. It's absolutely amazing.
I'll give it. I mean, I like the idea of the multiverse and everything like this. So maybe I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah, it redoes the origin. Like it talks about the first firmament, which is the first universe, and then there was a war that broke out between the Celestials and the Aspirants, which shattered the universe, and then all those shattered pieces formed the multiverse. And it's so cool. It's really wild. But yeah, I really like it.
Okay, so we'll do 2 Marvel, 2 DC. Okay?
Yeah, we can
so
do
start
that.
thinking about your DC. I'll go to my other Marvel.
Okay.
I wanted to say Deadpool. I felt like Deadpool's turn in Secret Empire was amazing.
Yeah.
But it's not going to take my second #1 Marvel book for the year.
What's your second #1?
All New Wolverine. No? You don't like that one?
I mean, it's okay. But if I had to pick, I would have said Old Man Logan.
See, Old Man Logan I do like. I mean, we're picking 2 out of our favorites. Old Man Logan is definitely one of the ones I read every month. But the reason I like X-23 and the whole all New Wolverine situation is I've said this since the beginning, that about all these diversity movements and pushing political agendas, X-23 of all the characters deserved what she got out of all of this. Whether or not it's political or they just decided to do it, I don't know. I don't care. It was a story. And I have been reading X-23 since her inception and her origin. And I read everything that's come out of that. I've read her time on the teams. I've read her time when she was with the all-new X-Men, all that stuff. And so to see her take the mantle of Wolverine and then explore what that mantle means and how to become her own character was just incredible for me. And being written by one of my favorite writers, Tom Taylor. Come on, Tom Taylor writes some incredible stuff.
He knows how to write. Well, I love the whole thing with Gabby.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Her getting her own sidekick to show how she has to raise her own clone.
Yeah.
Seeing, basically reflecting the situation that she had with Logan originally, but growing in her own way. It wasn't just she turned into Logan with boobs. Like she was still X-23. She was still Laura the whole time. You know, and to go the whole path. And what they did, and because I don't think you've read the entire run for X-23 since the beginning.
I stopped after the illness one, where like Dakin and everybody with a healing factor showed up.
Oh no, but you got to the end. I'm saying like from origin to this.
From the origin of Laura Kinney?
Yeah. All the way through.
I skimmed through X-Force. Didn't read that all the way through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, but what I'm getting at though is Tom Taylor brought back all the loose plot threads.
Like what?
He brought back the aunt, brought back the cousin, brought back Kamara.
Those I remember. Yeah.
So he basically, so what he did was he basically told an entire story, and it wrapped up, and he gave her like an ending. I'm Wolverine. I can accept what I am. I've gotten rid of the trigger. I've got my family back. I've got my own sidekick, my own clone, my sister.
Which by the way, I remember reading the end of that story arc. What a smart way to end that with her handler, like that has indestructible skin. Just drown her.
Yeah.
Like what a smart way to end that. I was like, I didn't even think about that.
But that's why I love that because. You know, I mean, I could go with Deadpool. Deadpool was great for Secret Empire. Old Man Logan is incredible. Jeff Lemire killed it the entire year. Yeah. But if I have to pick two stories that I want someone to read for 2017, it's Gwenpool and all new Wolverine because it wrapped up Laura. It wrapped up like 10 years of Laura Kinney.
I will give that. It was ending all those threads. Yeah. I will say that.
And he didn't forget any ones that I can remember, and I've been reading it for the longest time. You know, he wrapped up all the important ones. Okay, maybe there was like a side romantic thing that I missed or whatever, but he wrapped up all the important ones. And whether or not you agreed with it or not, you had the conclusion to a story. And the fact that a story got to conclude in Marvel, in comics.
without being canceled.
And I mean, the new direction they're going in with Dakin's interesting. I'm not as on board, but I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm not super current. So what are they doing with him?
Dakin?
Yeah.
He showed up. We don't know how he came back yet. I apologize, by the way, because I just burped and probably picked that up.
Oh, yeah.
Not only have I not slept at all, but I've also not eaten. So it's just water and air.
Yeah, I haven't eaten either. I haven't had no breakfast. So
I apologize right now. And if you didn't hear it, you know that I'm apologizing. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, Dakin showed back up. They found the Muramasu blade. So they cut off his arm.
They found the Muramasa blade?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love the Muramasa blade.
Right, and they brought back her mom, but it wasn't her mom. This is like 4 issues ago, so it's not like or 3 issues ago, so it's not a huge spoiler.
Yeah.
But it wasn't her mom. It was like a clone for the Orphans of X who are now trying to kill them with the blade. It's a cool direction they're going in. The illness storyline was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. I feel like it was a good bridger to bring Dakin back, get everyone back in the fold.
Yeah.
And I did love Deadpool and Gabby in that one. We're best friends now. You're not friends with Deadpool.
Dude, I love that. No, Deadpool was, when
Laura
Gabby,
was like, you're not friends with Deadpool.
No, dude, I love that. When Gabby met Deadpool, and they're having like the time of their life.
Yeah.
It's like the most fun that you could ever have. And Laura's just like, no.
No, you are not hanging out with Deadpool.
Yeah, that was actually pretty hilarious. No, dude, okay, for those of you guys who don't know, the Muramasa blade is the only thing that can stop Wolverine's healing factor. So it's actually a pretty big deal. It's a pretty huge thing. But,
all right, so because I'm the bigger DC fan.
I agree with that.
I'll give you the first. You do your two.
You've been reading DC longer than I have. So
but you do both years. So I don't trump any of your
both of mine?
I'm giving you both. Because trust me, I can pick two more.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know the two you're going to pick. I feel like I remember the ones that you said during the weekly poll, but I might be wrong.
I don't remember what I said in the weekly poll because I like so much.
God, man, if I had to pick two, Action Comics.
Okay, yeah, that's been a really good run.
Action Comics.
The Oz Effect, the explanation of Mr. Oz, his
Action
dad.
Comics has been solid.
Matter of fact, the only story arc in Action Comics that I have not been enjoying, and apparently I'm in the minority because everyone's agreeing that it's a good story, is the current one with Booster Gold.
Okay. I'm kind of with you.
A lot of people are saying that they're really enjoying it. It feels like old school Superman and Booster Gold getting at it again. I'm like,
it is. This is like 1998 Superman is what it feels.
Yeah,
like.
That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. It is cool. And And it's an interesting idea, but we've seen this event play out more than once before.
Yes.
It's not like the first time, and we won't spoil it for those of you guys who aren't following.
Because that one is the current arc.
That's the current arc, yeah. But we've seen that play out. I mean, that line, that kind of story goes all the way back to the 1950s.
Yeah.
So it's not new. I mean, it's a thing that's happened before.
The reason he's there is a little new, but
yeah, the motivation behind it is cool, and for the most part, we kind of know how it'll play out.
Yeah, and maybe that's the problem I'm having with it, because the art style feels old. The characters are kind of acting. Booster Gold's acting normal, but Superman's not, because they didn't have his powers right now.
Well, I was sitting here thinking about that, and that's actually kind of a cool. I would say the purpose of this story was to bring back Booster Gold.
Oh yeah,
it'd be the only reason.
I hope that's the reason.
Yeah, it'd be the only reason to. With the situation turning out the way it did, Superman doing what he did, how else would he get back?
Yeah.
So like Booster Gold would be the one to make that happen.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of cool. But yeah.
No, Dan Jurgens been killing it all year.
Yeah, it's
and that's
crazy.
a twice monthly book too.
Yeah.
So for it to have consistent storylines up to this one, like. I'm just in shock.
And that kind of begs the question: how long could this man go for? he's gonna be like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I'm done.
Twice a month, he's basically written 2 years worth of stories this year.
Dan Jurgens is gonna step down, and they're gonna be like, well, you know what, Bendis, why don't you write Action Comics? And he's gonna be like, actually, Superman was never Kryptonian. It's like, no, Bendis, don't.
Calm down, Bendis. There's a new type of kryptonite.
Yeah, it's turquoise kryptonite. I'm sure that already exists. But no, if I had to pick another one. Oh man, there are so many good stories to choose from.
DC in general this year,
they've been killing it, man.
Marvel has had their stories. I'm not gonna be one of those guys that says everything in Marvel sucks, because that is not the case. I disagreed with Secret Empire. I hated the tie-ins, but there were stories such as Gwenpool that kept going. And even the Deadpool tie-in, I still enjoyed. And I still enjoyed Uncanny Avengers tie-in. Yeah. So, like, there were still stories that I was reading and enjoying during the events that I didn't enjoy. So, it's just there was less in Marvel. But I can't think of all... there's a few stories that I'm not reading in DC, but not because they're not good, but because I'm reading too much.
Yeah, like Cyborg is a good one.
Cyborg's a good one. I enjoyed what I read, but I'm like, I have to cut down. Cyborg's never going to go on the channel because the fan base is too small.
Well, also, it's canceled.
Well, it is now, yeah. Constantine's another one, though. Like, I want to read Hellblazer, but I don't have time for it.
No, it's actually pretty solid. It's pretty cool.
No, I know. Yeah. I know it's a good book. I'm just saying, like, I've got to pick what I'm reading at this point.
Dude, it's one of the coolest things, because you get into the first story arc, and, like, he's back in New York. And I think he's back in New York. No, maybe he's back in London. Anyway, like, all hell's breaking loose. Yeah. And, like, that's when Shazam shows up for the first time in DC Rebirth.
Yep,
and he meets with Wonder Woman, and they're like, so should we do anything? And they're like, we'll just wait and see how this plays out. And it's cool because sometimes the Justice League's like, look, we don't feel like getting involved. Like, and it is kind of cool. It is kind of interesting. But no, if I had to pick another one, I would probably say Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps.
Yes.
That one's been solid. It's been.
But yeah, I will say this. I'll put a caveat on that one. Yeah. That's only good if you know the lore of Green Lantern. As much as I enjoy Robert Venditti's writing, it is very much it's a comic made for people who've been following. It's not made for introductory level. You're not going to know who the hell you're talking about.
Okay, so if we're talking, if I'm saying suggestions, Green Lanterns.
Okay, so you're going to go with that one instead.
Yeah, I'll go with that one instead. Yeah,
that is a great introductory level.
It is amazing.
Yeah, because I feel like you could do that, get a feeling of what the Green Lanterns are, who they are, if you've never read a Green Lantern book, and then you could go to Robert Venditti, knowing how everything functions.
Yeah.
And go, okay, well then now I want to know what this is, and I want to know what this is.
Plus, it gives a use to the characters. Like it makes Jessica Cruz and Simon Bad's matter because you literally evolve their characters. I mean, they've run through all the Lantern Corps with the exception of the Star Sapphires and the Indigo Tribe, I think. But everything else they've run into.
Did they meet with Larfleeze? Hal Jordan did. They have not met with
Larfleeze. They met with the Red Lanterns in the first arc. Yeah. There was the one with Batman where it was the Yellow Lanterns. And then you had what's his name with the Phantom Ring that ran through all the other, but they focus on the blue. They didn't really focus on like orange. I know they ran over the colors.
Yeah, they've experienced all the colors. Yeah,
but in terms of
I like Training Day, and then they're the ones on Earth that go to the other planet, come back, and they got to deal with getting a job.
The cool thing is that Sam Humphries also came, and this is one of the best things about this. Sam Humphries came back and he reconciled Volthoom from the Power Ring and Earth 3 that Jessica Cruz has, and Volthoom from Jeff Johns' run.
He fixed that.
He fixed that, yeah. And it's crazy because for those of you guys, if you've been going through like any internet source or whatever it is, and you see Volthoom from the Power Ring from Forever Evil, and you see Volthoom from Jeff Johns' run, and you don't know how that connect, that's because for years they didn't. They were just totally separate.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense. And then like Green Lanterns and DC Rebirth fixed it. Yep. And it's so cool. It is one of the coolest things. Sam Humphries.
And you know, I will say Sam Humphries, he has that amazing issue about anxiety.
Yeah.
Which I will say, like, because I don't experience anxiety in that level, so I didn't fully understand it. And I did put out a tweet that said, like, it's okay, probably not for me. And I still stand by the comic's really not for me. But the amount of people that have come forward and told me that comic helped them tells you that comic is important.
I didn't even know that Sam Humphries had anxiety.
Yeah.
I tweeted out, I was like, how does Sam Humphries write about anxiety so well? And people are like, because he has it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess that's the answer. Yeah. Like, I didn't know that. But no, Green Lanterns is solid, which sucks because, you know, Sam Humphries, I think, is off the book now. And I don't remember who's writing it at the moment. But
I thought he was still on it.
No, well, either he's off or they're taking him off.
Oh,
I thought they were.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
All right, so my two. Okay, well, you left me. I'm not actually going to say Batman by Tom King.
Yeah, I was inclined to say that, but I think there's a couple other stories that are better.
Yes,
out there,
I do like where Tom King is going with it.
Yeah.
But I will say the first, I am Gotham, I am Batman, I am Bane. I had no idea where he was going with it. Wasn't a huge fan of the direction he was taking.
Oh, I was along for the ride, man. I loved it.
I wasn't a big fan of that. That was the beginning of the year. I did get on board with War of Jokes and Riddles.
Yeah.
I did get on board with the Catwoman situation, loving the Catwoman thing.
Yeah.
But you know I'm a Batman fan.
Yeah.
Detective
is solid, man.
Detective is so goddamn solid.
First story arc, Rise of the Batman, dude. That grabbed me and brought me in.
Oh, yes. It is so good. It's the if you're not following, it's the idea of Batman realizing he should make a team out of the Bat family members that are in Gotham.
It's the logical progression of Batman Incorporated.
Yes.
It makes so much sense.
It allows Batman to be Batman and go on these Justice League adventures things, but there's a team back in Gotham. Now, of course, Batman's been in almost every issue, just like Batman started the Justice League of America so that they can go off and do their own thing.
Yeah.
And every issue, Batman's like, oh yeah, I had like an extra couple minutes, thought I'd swing by, help you guys out.
Yeah, I mean, I can spare the time among like Bane attacking Gotham and like, you know, Batgirl's dad trying to conquer the city.
Exactly.
You know, it's my lunch break.
That's what it feels like. Because the first issue was all about Vixen's going to be the leader.
Yeah.
He won't be around much. And it was like the second arc. He's like, I'm back. I'm here. I can help you guys out.
Yeah. It's good. Like, you guys do me at all? We need to do that. We need to make like a thing where it's just like, but I really, really want to be here, guys.
I'm really bored. Alfred was making a sandwich I didn't like.
Yeah.
So I just came on over here, thought I'd hang out.
That would be hilarious.
Anyway, Detective's really solid because it's the first arc was the rise of the Batman and the world. It's kind of Christopher Priest is doing a very similar story with the Justice League being hated by the world right now.
Dude, I love that. The people versus the Justice League.
I even tweeted about that. I'm like, I'm not a fan of Christopher Priest's writing, but his writing.
His writing. Yeah, the way he makes his rice.
I'm not a fan of his writing, but this story has me hooked. I'm enjoying the story.
It's so good.
But they did a similar idea with the Batman idea, where the government realized what Batman does is right. But in typical government fashion, they're like, but we can do it better.
Yeah. So let's just take over the city and steal all the shit.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
So it's such a cool idea, and Batman's got a team to fight against it, and it's also where we lose Tim Drake, only to have him come back. We get to see Cassie. Stephanie has a great character development during this.
Oh, yeah, Stephanie Brown.
The only problem I have with Stephanie Brown, I like her character development, but I feel like James Tynion, I never say his last name right. Tynion. I feel like he's writing her very one-dimensional at this point now. At first, it was very good to see where she's going. Now we've hit a point where it's just like all Stephanie is I want Tim Drake to succeed.
I'm so with you on that.
Yeah.
Like, they built up the whole Stephanie Brown, Tim Drake thing, and the aftermath to him when everybody thought he was dead. It was amazing.
Great. She's like, I'm going to go off my own. I'm going to go break off my own thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be great. And he was developing her great. Tim Drake has come back, and now it's like, Tim, you got to go to college.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, that's the...
Stephanie, did you have like a whole bunch of things you had planned and going on?
Like you could go to Ivy School, Tim, and like we'll hang out together and get coffee and like watch Netflix and chill. And it's just like, okay. I mean, I guess that kind of works.
But, I mean, we've only got one arc since he came back, but the rest of the entire run for the entire year has been great. Clayface, the change over from Clayface being a villain to being a guy who's trying to help with the team to now being a guy who doesn't know if he can do it. Everyone has faith in him. He has no faith in himself.
Dude, dude. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, dude. The handling of Two-Face as a reformed hero. Clayface, yeah.
Two-Face. That's a different story.
Yeah, that was
like 90s, I think.
Yeah, that was. The handling of Clayface, it's some of the best writing ever.
Yeah.
Because I go through and I look at this whole thing, and the one thing I'm dreading is when he goes back to being a villain.
Don't read the latest story.
Oh. Well, because I know it's going to be...
They ended 2017 with that.
Oh, see, I imagine it's tragic. It's what is. See, I figured.
I'm gonna give you a slight spoiler. No, it's very slight because I don't want to go deep in because it is the newest issue. But you know the Victim Syndicate?
Yeah.
With the woman that got affected by the same stuff that affected Clayface, but she didn't go.
Dude, I love that character.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole thing, she comes back, and they take the band away from him to force him to start losing his mind again.
See, I knew it was going to be tragic.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to be like...
But it's like a whole issue of
anymore.
him slipping.
See,
it's not an instant turn.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to be a progressive thing. And the whole time you're going to be like, no, Clayface, don't. I knew it was going to be...
It was a breakdown kind of a thing.
See, I knew it was going to be something like that. And that's what makes it so sad. But that's what makes it so good.
Yes.
Because you want him to stay a good guy, but you know he's going to be a bad guy. But you don't want him to be a bad guy. You want him to stay a good guy. I need to go read that issue.
Yes, you do.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so that obviously we enjoyed Detective. Thought it's been a great story so far. I don't recommend skipping any of it. The only issues, if you're going to read this story that I would say are okay to skip, would be Batwoman Year Zero. And that's only because it was a backdoor pilot to launch Batwoman Rebirth.
Yeah, Batwoman.
It was a backdoor pilot to launch that.
Oh, it was the Rise of Batwoman, or Batwoman Rising Woman.
But it was literally a way to launch her comic.
It's a beautiful looking comic. It looks good.
Yeah, no, and it is a good comic. But if you're like, I just want to read the core detective story, it doesn't affect that because its purpose is to launch the comic.
Yeah, it's totally unnecessary. But again, it looks great.
Okay, so the other one. Now I'm not going to go. You guys, you all know I love Superman. You all know I love Batman. You all know I love the Green Lanterns and the Flash.
I know exactly where you're going.
Where am I going?
Flash?
No.
What?
Because people will guess it.
Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Yes.
I knew it was You are all... Dude, okay, I will say that. It is good. I'm so far behind. I finished the first story arc. I haven't even read Who is Artemis yet. I know. There's like 3 stories.
So there's a huge debate in the Red Hood community. Okay, because some people just want him to be the anti-hero to Batman. Just be the guy with the guns, to fight against Batman, try to take the cowl, all that stuff. But what I love about this, and I fell in love with this in the New 52, because DC realized Red Hood's popular. Like, he's a cool guy, and he's a Robin. Why can't we make him an anti-hero? So in the New 52, we brought in the idea of him, instead of being like the twisted Robin that shows up occasionally but may or may not be on your side, he was legit trying to redeem himself in the manner of, I'll team up with these people and I'll do this thing and yada, yada, yada. And the New 52, Red Hood and the Outlaws was okay. But it made me fall in love with the idea of this Robin who's now become a villain. He has beaten up Dick Grayson. He tried to kill Robin, Damian. He's now really trying to redeem himself. Like, I'm going to be a hero. But it was Red Hood and Arsenal that was good.
I never read it. Red Hood.
It was okay. It wasn't. It was more of a comedy kind of a thing. Like, we're gonna be the heroes you hire.
No,
a heroes for hire kind of a thing.
Okay.
But this new run, this new Red Hood and the Outlaws, this has solidified my love for the character of Red Hood, because now we've done a full 180.
Yeah.
He went from villain to hating Dick Grayson because he was the son, the brother that denounced him, and Damian hating him. He's done the full 180. Now he's come back to be the villain, to work for Batman, but his own way. And Batman's only rule is you can't kill. Now you can say he hasn't. Like, we like to have the argument that Batman didn't kill. He just put him into a coma.
Yeah.
Red Hood just may have
razor sharp batarangs.
Red Hood's left Gotham and they kind of opened fire on entire armies in the story arc.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless he's like grazing everyone, I'm pretty sure he's made some kills.
I'm shooting just close enough to scare you. That's all it is. You might lose an ear, but you're not dead.
But the Bizarro thing, when they first announced this, I legit was like, this is going to be the dumbest comic in the world. The Dark Trinity. Red Hood, Bizarro, and Artemis. What the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
And Bizarro came in, and Red Hood treats him like a little brother.
He does.
So to see Red Hood go from Robin to dead Robin, to return to fight against Batman, to arguing with Dick Grayson and try to steal the cowl from his older brother, to then going to try and redeem himself, to now having his own younger brother he's trying to teach to be a good guy, is just, I loved it. It's an incredible story for 2017.
It is.
It's like, the same reason why I like the Wolverine one. Because, like, it's the full arc coming around again.
Yeah. What's the name of the teddy bear that he carries around?
Oh, Pup Pup.
Pup Pup, yeah. Dude,
Dude, I teared up.
Oh, yeah.
When he died and... Take care of Pup Pup.
Take care of Pup Pup. No, dude, there have been so many... And it's astonishing how good it is. Like, what is it? There's that point where Jason Todd is going to kill Bizarro.
Yeah. Oh, the old Yeller episode?
Yeah, and he's got the gun to the back of his head.
Yeah.
And it's just like, is he seriously going to kill him?
Oh, it's an older one now, but the whole idea is basically they got Bizarro, but Bizarro doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He accidentally hurts people. Mm-hmm. So they're like, we can't risk it. We have to put him down.
Yeah.
You know, and he gets the kryptonite bullet, which, as we now discovered, may or may not have actually killed Bizarro.
It would have just hurt him really bad. Like, oh.
No, I think he would have been fine and then been really mad.
Yeah, and then he would have killed Jason Todd. But no, that was the craziest thing. He's like, you guys are Bizarro's friends. Like,
Yeah.
I like you guys, and I'm just like,
He has a whole speech. He's like, I'm trying to do good.
Yeah.
Read her and read him. That's what he calls them.
yeah, yeah,
He
that's
doesn't
cool.
call them. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
read her and read him.
yeah, dude, it's so funny because never in a million years would I thought they'd be able to develop Bizarro so well.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn,
It's so good.
it is so cool. Yeah, it is definitely a great story.
Okay, so those are the ones that we've named off a dozen other books.
Yeah.
But the ones that we highly recommend you read for 2017, I'm going with All New Wolverine, Red Hood and the Outlaws, Gwenpool, and Detective Comics. And
Yeah,
you had...
I'm going with Action. I'm going with Green Lanterns. I'm going with Thanos, and I'm going with Ultimates.
There you go, guys. Those are the 8 from me and Rob, the ones that we highly recommend from last year.
Yeah.
Do you have any indie books you want to throw in real quick into the mix?
East of West, definitely.
East or West? What was the one? Animosity. We kind of fell off the rocker this year.
Animosity. That's the one where animals rule the world.
Yeah,
or
Animals
something.
took over the
Yeah.
world. It was really good. I'm just going to go with the Titan Comics because I'm really enjoying the Assassin's Creed runs they've been doing. But I'm a huge fanboy of that, so. I mean, it's kind
I've been reading a lot of the old Legends comics from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Side note, Princess Aphra. Dr. Aphra and Darth Vader are the 2 greatest Star Wars comics ever right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, that's a funny thing. I was talking to my accountant. He just started reading Darth Vader.
Did he?
Yeah, I was like, dude, you're really going to enjoy it. I was like, there's this amazing moment where they're like, you're surrounded. And he's like, oh, I'm surrounded by his fear and dead men.
But have you read the new run?
No, I've not read the new one.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's,
Wow.
it's like him becoming Darth Vader. Like, he has to go get a saber to begin with. Then he has to meet the Inquisitors and then all this stuff.
Jesus.
And the reason I like Dr. Aphra is it doesn't pertain to anything else. It's just other Star Wars stories with an Indiana Jones type character.
I've heard mixed reviews about Dr. Aphra.
The only bad ones I hear are like the whole Mary Sue argument. She's a Mary Sue like Superman and everything like that. The only argument I have against that, real quick, on that whole thing is the reason I like her is she's an Indiana Jones, Nathan Drake style character. She's that adventuring type character, but in the Star Wars universe. Every other character I like that, Indiana Jones, Laura Croft, Nathan Drake, are very Mary Sue. You name me one situation that they should not have died in.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't understand. Like, oh man, dude, that character's such a Mary Sue. Yeah. Because they're the star of the book. It wouldn't be much of a Spider-Man book if Spider-Man was dead, would it? The Amazing Spider-Man without Spider-Man.
The only comic book one that I'll agree with to an extent is Superman does always seem to have the answer.
Well, because it's Superman.
Always.
Okay, I mean, they tried to kill him before.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. But that's why Jonathan Kent is a good introduction, because Jonathan Kent brings in the equation that sometimes Superman doesn't have all the answers.
Side note before we go, Super Sons is amazing as well.
Oh, dude, Super Sons of Tomorrow, man. If you haven't read it, no spoilers. Holy shit.
Okay, we're going to end on that note, though. Those are our books for 2017. Those are our opinions on the books. If you guys want to let us know what your favorite books are for Marvel and DC in the comments down below, that'd be amazing. Maybe we'll do a B-roll where we run over some people's preferences.
Yeah.
We'll see what they are. And we will see you next week here with the continuation of the worst Batman retcons ever. Natalie will rejoin us. We're not continuing it today because we wanted to do this. Makes no sense to do our favorite books of 2017 in like May. Made sense to get that done now.
Really, what we could do, we could just call it your picks. Like, we could run over the list and like
Your favorites?
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what, guys. Go through and post comments on this video and list your favorite comic book. Whichever 2 from Marvel and whichever 2 from DC get the most thumbs up.
Ooh.
We'll do those.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, we'll do those. Yeah.
All right, guys. Don't forget to follow him on Comics Explained. Follow me on Comicstorian, and we'll see you right here next week because now the holidays are over and we have no excuse to miss a Saturday.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You're so vain, you think the song is about you.
I'm just saying, it's like 12:45 in the afternoon on what is today, a Thursday?
Yeah.
And you're walking around the house in house slippers.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's
My
how we,
God, man.
That's how we do it.
Get
in
it
this
together,
house.
Benny.
My feet are tore up. You don't like my feet, so I wear house slippers.
You got some rough
Do you
looking
like
feet, I
mine?
will say.
Do you like
Look at her
mine?
slippers.
It's the diva slippers.
Is that like I thought it was a Hello Kitty thing.
That was Diva.
How dare you, Rob?
Hold on, you got a problem with Hello Kitty?
Yes. Okay, just
Why?
for that now. Just for that. This is like
Today we're going to be talking about, as a good way to open up the
What's wrong with Hello Kitty?
2018 series of videos.
Hold on. I need an answer to this question. What's wrong with Hello Kitty?
What's not
Rob
wrong
plays Hello Kitty
with
Island
Hello
Adventure.
Kitty?
No, I don't, but I've watched people play it.
Oh my God. What? All right, fair enough.
What? I mean,
Okay then. Yeah.
Tweeting that out.
No,
Or-
do not tweet that. Dylan, edit that part out of the video.
No, he's not going
Tweet
to.
that out right
Dylan,
now. Comics
leave it in
Explained
there.
watches Hello Kitty Island Adventure Twitch
Dylan,
streams.
please leave it in there, man.
Tweet to him if you are playing.
My username is.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of that huge scandal where men would be in stalls and like you put your foot under the thing and then you tap your foot if you want like a dude to.
Okay, all right.
You don't remember that whole scandal? It was a politician who did it. It wasn't me, man. It was a politician.
Okay, you know what? How about we just kick off today's episode by talking about some of your best comics that we've gotten. Natalie's gonna read them
Absolutely, yeah. So I've got
Okay.
like about
before
4 or
Rob
5
digs this
videos.
hole even deeper.
I'm just saying.
Hello
got
Kitty
4 or 5
to getting
videos.
hand jobs from men.
I remember reading about it in like it was like Newsweek.
Even Gary's like, where are you going, Rob?
No, it was okay.
And
You know
I'm
what?
the tired one who shouldn't be making sense.
Yeah. So these are like some of the most, the best comments that we've actually come across. Are you ready?
We should do a video where we read mean comments.
Mean comments? I mean,
Mean tweets.
Mean tweets.
That's yeah.
Jimmy
Then-
Kimmel was stealing your
Yeah,
idea.
exactly. Yeah, we would
You
steal
suck.
his idea.
And it's
yeah.
just I've got
Yeah,
those
I've got
comments.
that
Just, you suck, and it's like, well, I mean that hurts worse because you don't even give me a reason why. You just
No, I love the ones that I get on my channel where it's like, love your content. Comics Explains better though.
Oh, then you don't want me to tell you what I found.
What'd you
Oh
find?
my god.
I found a Comic Vine poll.
Oh, did you? Doesn't matter because I'm on the Bleeding Cool 100 Most Powerful People list.
Are you really?
As
I'm number 53.
Am I on there?
No,
Are you serious? He has to be.
he's not.
He has to be.
What?
I thought you knew. Everyone was tweeting about it.
He has to be. Come
He's
on.
not. He's not at all.
You're trolling.
This morning I got tweeted again by Robert Vendetti.
I'm not on the. Why am I not on that?
I don't know. I didn't make the list.
I
hold on,
am
so who else
outraged
was
as
on this
well.
list?
It's like comic writers and influential people. And
Most powerful people in comic books?
yeah.
Probably because your channel's so big, I would say.
I didn't submit for anything. I just got tweeted about it. I'm like, oh, Rich
Wow.
Johnson put me on the list.
Who's Rich Johnson?
He's the guy that pretty much runs all that stuff, all the Bleeding Cool stuff.
I've probably made fun of Bleeding Cool in the past. But if I haven't made
makes
fun of
sense.
Bleeding Cool in the past before, I'm making fun of them now because y'all done put me on your list. So when you guys become like a reputable website that publishes shit that matters, then
They're the largest comic book news site.
I don't give a damn.
Anyway, let's go to the comments, Rob.
Yes. So this is the video of Rob hates Bioshock.
This is salt bitch. Salty bitch.
What was this? Can I do
Bleeding
this?
Cool.
Am I allowed to do this?
Bleeding Cool left me off the list. I'm
Maciek.
salty as shit with Bleeding Cool right now. Yeah, I mean y'all's name is Mud. Now.
Maciek X10 says,
All the
"Whoa
videos
there."
I've made and teaching people
I
about
feel like
comic books.
this is like a whole separate video. I should put
I'm
it on my
making
channel.
just
Oh my
every
Rob
everything-
discovers that I made the post.
I would like to think that I've taught so much people, so many people so much stuff about
did
comic
you have
books.
to bring this
And
up?
I'm not even on the
I
list.
didn't know he didn't know. I legit didn't know that
Should
he
we?
didn't know.
Should
Yeah.
we?
Hey guys, do
should
you think we
start
should?
this over?
Do you guys think we should add Comics Explained onto that
We're
list?
gonna start this over. In a
Who's
minute.
Comics Explained? Like, well, Comics Explained is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's the guy. I'm the guy who explains comic books. Half. I guarantee half the people at Bleeding Cool who even know about comic books know about that shit because of me. Probably. Maybe. I don't even know. I'm not even sure. At this point, I'm just salty. I'm salty as shit. Just
This
here,
is, we're
here.
gonna use this as
Salty as
B-roll on the R&B.
Oh my
salty
gosh.
as
This
shit.
has
That's
to-
what that is. Salt bitches.
Oh my gosh.
Rich Johnson.
I legit thought you knew. I was getting tweeted like crazy. So
No.
I
Rich Johnson. Yeah, you get the salt, bitch. Your name is Mud in my book. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got tweeted a few times about it, and I was just like, "Oh, cool." You know?
Yeah, no.
I didn't even tweet about it because I was like, I didn't
Why do
submit.
you keep adding to it?
Nobody.
then?
Because this is just a
Nobody
B-roll
told
for
me.
the R&B now.
Just
So.
drop it. You're
No.
making it worse.
Yeah,
for
and he didn't
him.
even submit. It is they chose to put it. Which how can they know who you are and not know who I am? You type in comics
I know.
and you get
I
Comics
know,
Explained
Rob. I know.
Comicstorian.
I know.
The
I
two
know.
they both show up. We're on the same show every week. We hang out all the time.
I know.
We go to cons.
I think this isn't even like a podcast submission thing, like the weekly poll and stuff like that. Like I legit just got hit up by.
Yeah, Rich Johnson. Yeah, you know who I am, bitch. You know exactly who I am. You get that salt, bitch. Like he knows exactly who I am. He just wanted to ignore me. That's all that is.
We're gonna start
All
the
right.
comment show over. You good?
That
You
goes right through me. No, Dylan, this is
I'm-
all part of the comments thing, and you put this in there.
Okay,
I want
we'll
Rich,
make it the comic
I
show.
want Rich Johnson to know.
Well, I was going to
sure
put it on the
about this?
R&B.
Are you sure about
we can
this?
put it on the R&B. I don't care. As long as Rich Johnson.
Oh,
as long
we'll put it in there,
As long
don't
as
worry.
Rich Johnson gets that salt. I don't give a damn.